and welcome back to DexTv. Today is Strictly Special Part 6. So this week was Halloween week and I'm sure everyone was over the moon because who doesn't like Halloween? You should get free sweets, which I think is just the best because I like food. And it was a really good week on Strictly. I think this cast is actually one of the best casts we've had so far. Now let's talk about the dancers. First up is Karim and Amy. I really liked their routine and everything, but I feel like there was a lot of running around involved. But they did do a really nice grand jeté across the stage. I've been working on my grand jeté and theirs better than mine, so I was kind of a bit oh god, it's not as good as mine. So yeah, that was actually quite cool. And I also think they definitely got the public vote because Stranger Things is a big thing at the moment and everything. So obviously they got a vote for that. But I've got to say one thing, Karim, you don't look good with a perm. You really don't. It looks really, really, really bad. I'm sorry, but I really didn't like your hair. Next is Mr. Hips. So he was a vampire and he did that aerial work. He came down on those wires and then was taken across. And I thought that was awesome and everything. So I thought that was really cool. Now let's talk about Michelle and Giovanni. I loved their routine. I loved Addams Family when I was younger, and I just thought they were a perfect match. They look identical to their characters and all the characterization, and well, she didn't really need much makeup but to look like it, but everything was really good and they literally looked the part, and it was just really cool how they were mimicked it and they were identical. For a minute, I thought I was watching Addams Family, but they were just on the Strictly stage. Next up is Will. Unfortunately, Will did hurt himself in training because he jumped off the table and landed with straight legs. That is #1 rule when you're jumping. Never land with straight legs. You always have to bend and use your plie because it will rip you apart. And he did, he now can't dance, so at least they got a free pass into next week, so that's always a plus. But we hope you can dance next week and we hope your legs get better. Next is Saffron Barker. She's a teenage witchy sort of thing, but it wasn't really that Halloween-y, so it wasn't like Chris where he had his all makeup. It was just normal, but I kind of like that, so. Next is Alex Scott, and not Neil, it is Kevin. So unfortunately there was another injury. Neil had hurt his calves, was it? He felt a pain in his legs and he then couldn't walk. So I think Alex did a really good job. She had to teach Kevin in 45 minutes. And for a person who's never danced before in their life, to teach a routine you've only known for 5 days to a professional, it's obviously going to be really hard because she should be only focusing about her, shouldn't be focusing what the other person's doing. But she had to try to think, oh, what has that person done? What has Neil done? And then had to convert it into what, what's his name, Kevin had to do, which was really, really, really hard. I know me trying to teach my friends who have been ill on 1 week. It's hard because I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what they're doing, so I've just got to kind of guess and go with it. But even Kevin messed up because he's only done it for the 45 minutes. He can't make it perfect. But Alex didn't care. She carried on and she pushed and it was amazing. But do you know what I found really funny? They still had time to put the word Kev on his jumpsuit. That's what I found funny. They changed Neil to Kev on his jumpsuit. That's just what I liked, that they had time to change it. So next is Emma. Emma and Anton weren't that memorable. They were doing cards at the beginning, and I don't know why, but it isn't something I sticks in my head. It isn't really memorable to me, unlike the other dances. So that's only my personal opinion. So now we've got Emma. Oh wait, is there 2 Emmas? Oh yeah, there's 2 Emmas. I've just realised that. There are 2 Emmas. Oh, we put them next to each other. Oh, well, now we're talking about the next Emma. So she did do a dance to the song Little Party Never Killed Nobody, and I love that song. Like at DexTv, when I did Alice in Wonderland, which was one of our themes, I was Munchkin, and that was my song, and we had to do the dance. We had little munchkins, we were like in green jumpsuits, and we ripped it off, and we were in like a spirally multicoloured tie-dye top that said the Land of Dex on it. And like, I like that she used our song. Like, she probably didn't know it was ours, but like, I liked, because like I was doing the dance in my head, and I just liked that. And talking about using the same songs, so also Mike also used a song that we've done before, which I also liked. It was also, when we used it, it was also in the same theme, so it's the Alice in Wonderland theme. But like, we were white rabbits, and we had like this little blazer, and it had like a little pocket watch. And we had these hats that had like bunny rabbit heads on, and we had the ears. Oh, but I just liked it, because like, they had our songs, and we've used them before. And it was like really funny because like we were both white rabbits, like that's the thing we have in common, yo. So I just liked that and thought it was fun. Now let's move on to Chris and Karen. I liked their like costumes, hair and makeup, but at the end when they came running down stage to the camera, I just found it funny because they had to slide on the floor and everything. But you just see Karen go, whoop, and she flashed everywhere. And she had to like style it out and like make like look like it was part. It just made me laugh so much. But she had a total flash, which just was funny. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. Okay, so that's all the highs. Now let's talk about some of the lows. Now, you all know Catherine and Johannes was one of my favourites. But unfortunately, they were in the dance-off against Mike and Katia. For me, I know that Mike and Katia did push a bit more in the dance-off. But to me, I felt that Mike and Katia didn't deserve to be in the next round. I thought Catherine and Johanna should have. Because overall in the past, they've been better than this week. And then Mike has been worse in the past until this week. So I think, because Catherine has been progressing more, I think Catherine and Johannes should have been put into next week instead of Mike and Katia. So that does mean that Catherine and Johannes get the red pen. They did leave, and I will cross mine in a minute, but I just want to say something, that when they did leave, everyone was like really emotional, and like Johannes definitely made a big point, saying like, I'm glad you've accepted me for who I am, and letting me onto this show, coming like from South Africa, and how he is as a person, and like being who he is on Strictly, because like in some other shows, and they wouldn't let him be himself. It would be like putting on a fake mask and like changing his complete personality. So everyone was really like sad when he left and everything, because he had like a good vibes and brought happiness to the whole thing. But they do have to go. So this week we're going to start with Johannes. So that's it for Johannes. Now it's time for Catherine. So the damage is done with the red pen, and we did have to say goodbye to Catherine and Johannes. But on the bright side, we'll go by to the next round, so that's always a plus. And hopefully Neil is getting better. So that's it for DexTv. See you next time. Bye!